Hey, it's Kish,
And it's Roland here.
and we are here for the finals of the Bendigo League Cup in Victoria, Australia. In this round, we will be featuring Samir on the left playing his quirky Mega Rayquaza deck versus Ben on the right playing Decidueye Vileplume. So we've seen Ben for the last couple of rounds, and he's done very well with his Decidueye Vileplume, making it all the way to the finals. Samir, a very consistent player, has some very good results going for him this season, including a top 32 at the International in London. So, very good player, and we're sure to see a good final here. So, Roland, any thoughts on these two?
Well, we've seen this matchup before. We saw Chris take on Ben earlier. Didn't turn out very well for Chris.
No.
He made a pretty early exit from top eight. Sorry, pretty quick exit from top eight. That match didn't last particularly long. So it's yeah, it can be a rough matchup. But Samir's list is considerably different to Chris's. It's not quite as extreme in the sense that it's not playing 4 Dragonite, 4 Unknown. It's a bit more standard, but it actually has a few tricks of its own. It's not
Yeah.
like a totally quote unquote normal list. It actually only plays one Hex Maniac, so that's gonna hinder Samir in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how his list interacts with this matchup.
Yeah. So, he Ultra Ball straight off the bat. Grabs a Hooper. Gonna go for a Ray and a Shaman. And so, yeah, so some of the interesting cards that Samir plays are, as we can see, the Oranguru. He also plays Olympia and Escape Rope as well.
Yeah,
Those
and
are some
Puzzle of Time as well.
Puzzle of
That's
Time.
a huge card. Don't
Hmm.
see that in many Rayquaza lists.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so
it's going to
he,
allow him to get back a lot of cards, but it's going to be tough for him to play him in these matchup.
yeah. So he's going to Skylar here. Go for a Spirit Link. So I guess Hex could be a great card if you can combine it with Puzzle of Time under item lock, but whether or not that ever comes to fruition, we'll have to wait and see. Seems reasonably
Yeah.
unlikely.
Yeah, he's got to draw 2 puzzles in his hand and a hex. It's
Yeah.
hard enough to draw 2 puzzles in your hand in general. That's obviously the caveat of the card is that
Yeah.
it's not going to do a whole lot for you unless you play the two simultaneously. With Skylar, it's a bit easier, but it's going to be tough under Vileplume lock, that's for sure. So it gets a big setup here.
So he draws 2 Lysanders, which is not too great to see early doors.
Yeah, that's interesting actually because he can actually he doesn't need to draw anything else like for next turn because he's got the double colors in his hand.
True.
And he's got those Lysanders. He could make use of them potentially.
Mhm.
Taking some easy prizes on Rowlet or Dartrix or anything like that.
Yep.
Interesting that we saw Ben actually bench the second Lugia. So
Yeah.
he started with one, but he chose to bench another one. That could possibly come back to bite him if he needs like 2 bench spots to use 2 Shamans, because now he's not going to have the room for it. But I suppose he didn't want it end away. But Mega Ray's is not a deck that plays many ends, but maybe just insurance against that.
Yep, so he sets up, he finds his forest. Always the most crucial card for Decidueye Vileplume on the first turn.
Yeah, the all-important card. And he's got the double colors for Lugia, so if he can just set up a bunch of stage 2s, he'll be good here. So he's got an end, so he's got a supporter. I think he's tossing up whether an Ultra Ball first, just deciding whether certain cards in his hand are worthy to discard, but he decides against it.
Yep. So he values the Ultra Balls there. I think he had to Ultra Ball and I wasn't sure what the other card was. So he decides just to end. And Samir going to put his Lysanders back in his deck. And both players using white sleeves. Hopefully they don't get their cards mixed up.
Yeah, fortunately, the stadiums are obvious as to whose it is. It would be a real annoyance if it was like a mirror match and it's like, whose Forest of Giant Plants is that? Like, now that would be, that's awful. I've heard some bad stories about that where people like play a bunch of rounds with 61 cards in their deck and 59 conversely. But enough of that. What we've got now is a level ball. We could see a Vileplume here, and so it grabs the Gloom, so it could be coming.
Mm-hmm.
And Samir's hand is face down, so I can't see it.
Yeah,
but
he did draw a double colorless, so he will be able to
so we'll be able to attack at least, but hitting for 120 isn't, or even 150 isn't really going to be that strong.
He's got a couple of Shamans.
He's got a couple of Shamans, yeah. He'd kill for a Skyfield.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw in the game, in the first game that Chris played against Ben, actually, Chris got off to a ripping start. He got off to the best start he possibly could, and he lost. He was 6-1 up in prizes and still lost. So clearly, even though things might go well for Samir at the beginning here, that doesn't mean he's out of the woods. Okay, so we see Ben get out the Vileplume, prioritizes getting that out, and just gonna arrow ball for 60 here. And okay, the Scala is going to allow him to get that Sky Field, so that's really clutch. So good on Samir, obviously, for Versus Seeker at the previous turn, because he did redraw it off the end, and he's going to be able to get a knockout here.
Yeah, and crucially going to take one of Ben's energy down with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shaman's again.
Ooh, draws into a Lysander, I think.
Yeah.
So that's going to set him up really well for the following turn. So, yeah. Ben under a lot of pressure here.
Yeah.
He's going to really want to counter Stadium. That's the first thing he's going to look for here. Just so he can survive a turn.
Absolutely.
Well, this Lugia can survive another turn.
Yeah.
And at least now Aeroball's going to be hitting for a base of 100, so he's going to be able to really retaliate. But unfortunately, with Vileplume in play, he's going to find it difficult to actually get out Decidueye, which is going to be awkward in terms of, well, because you obviously do need to get them out at some point.
Yeah.
But
so he does get the counter stadium.
Yeah, gets the counter stadium.
Not much else really. He's got a Rainbow, a Revitalizer, and some Vileplume pieces, and an Ultra Ball.
Yeah, and Samir intelligently discarding the Hooper with its big 2 retreat costs.
Okay, so just attaches a Rainbow to the Rowlet.
Yeah, that's a really unfortunate start for him. Yeah. Samir doesn't even need the Skyfield anymore. He's got that Lysander. Question is, what does he want to target? He'll probably want to target the energy on Rowlet, but he could go for the Shaman, potentially.
Yeah.
Or he could just hit the Lugia.
He could just hit the Lugia, I think.
Yeah.
And that might be his best play.
Yeah, because he knows that
Ben... the Lugia.
Yeah, and he can even hit the Lugia, then Lysander the Rowlet. He doesn't even need to Lysander right now, because if he thinks there's a good chance that Ben doesn't get the DCE, well, that Lugia's just stuck there, so he gets a free turn. He gets to put free damage on, essentially.
Yeah.
So, yeah, even getting that attachment's good for Samir, because, with a relatively low energy count, you're not always guaranteed to get attachments under item lock, so that's big for him. So, okay, does actually decide to Lysander up the Shaman.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to risk... Yeah.
Yeah, just going for the prizes, I think. So.
Yep, taking prizes is always good. Wow, actually, place a Sky. Yeah, place a Skyfield. I think that's more of an aggressive measure, trying to prevent Ben from Forest of Giant Plants into Dartrix and Decidueye. But he's got the Forest anyway, but can't do anything with it really. So other than just Lysander out this Rayquaza, which is going to buy some time probably, but is it going to be enough?
So, Ben's got a pretty dead hand. Samir just passes intelligently. No point playing N there. You're only going to benefit your opponent, really.
Yeah, exactly. And
down to 2.
I mean, drawing 2 is not particularly good, obviously. He's just going to sit on his hand, draw Shaman. Not going to... Actually can't play it, so no-brainer there. Yeah, this Vileplume being active also kind of prevents Ben from doing much. Even if Ben were to draw... If he were to draw, a good hand, he can't play Floatstone, and Vileplume has 3 retreat. Yeah. So, yeah, this game's going to be in a stalemate probably for a while.
Yeah.
Unless... Oh, wow, gets Decidueye out, so that's really big there. Even just putting 20 damage on is good. Samir with a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. Just got a bunch of items, and that N is this only supporter, so pretty useless cards. But fortunately for him, as you pointed out, that Vileplume is kind of stuck, so 20 damage a turn. There's enough time there for Samir to find some pieces, because he only needs to just Lysander out the Shaman for the game, and somehow move this active, but shouldn't be too hard, I don't think.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough, because obviously Decidueye, even if you're not attacking, if you can get 2 Decidueyes out, you're feather arrowing for 40 every turn, but it's tough for Ben to actually get out another Decidueye under his own item lock. So he's going to be stuck just doing the 20 here, And, that's going to be good. It's going to be helpful, obviously. But, yeah, it's only a matter of time before Samir draws something, you'd think.
So Samir gets a Lysander here.
Gets a Lysander. So he might just sit on this hand until he draws the double colors to retreat. But who knows how long that could take. Maybe... Yeah, because it is risky here, because that's on... The Mega Ray's on 120 now. Ben just passes, I think.
Oh, Samir finds a Hex Maniac. Wow.
Ouch. Ooh, that is huge.
Yeah.
That is absolutely huge.
So he's going
to be able to play a lot of cards out here.
Yeah.
So he's going to be able to play that Trainer's Mail. So if he can get like another puzzle, because he's got one in his hand.
Or even the escape rope would have done the job.
Oh, the second puzzle. So the fabled Hex Maniac double puzzle hand, but it actually happened.
It came to fruition.
It's pretty brutal. Ouch.
And then we see the double puzzle. So what's Samir going to get? Surely the Skyfield, and he does.
Womp, womp, womp. Yeah.
And possibly an Ultra Ball to, or maybe
Yeah. Although actually he can't retreat. He still can't get this Rayquaza out of the active spot because there's nothing in his discard pile that could help him get it out of there, and he can't play Shaman obviously because he's just hexed.
Yeah, hexed.
So he's gonna have to wait till the following turn, which I mean is still a good result for him, but it's not like nothing immediately is gonna happen. And also hexing actually provides Ben with the chance to float stone.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
We could see that if Ben has a float stone, he can actually start putting on the pressure with Razor Leaf, so he could start threatening like a knockout on this active, and then with Razor Leafs he could just be a few turns away from winning potentially. Yeah. So Decidueye Vileplume, never count the deck out ever. No. You can always come back.
Yeah. So Samir takes a Skyfield and a VS Seeker.
Yep.
So deciding what to Ultra Ball here. Interesting that he Ultra Balls a Spirit Link away.
Yeah, he's already got 2 Mega Rays out, so I mean I suppose.
Yeah, so he's decided he's just to Mega Evolve the active manually.
Yeah.
I guess he's not doing anything this turn anyway, so yeah, that's a good play.
Yeah, and the thing also is that Mega Evolving means you reduce your retreat by 1. Because Mega Ray only has a retreat of 1, whereas the basic Rayquaza EX actually has a retreat of 2. Oh, he had another really good hand.
So Samir almost plays down the Shaman under his own under his own Hex Lock. So very close. So
I'm sure we've all done that on PDCGO probably at one point, or something similar. Yeah, you just hoped not to do it in a tournament game. Yeah, but it's pretty tough. So he's got a Versus Seeker here. Presumably for... that's an interesting decision, actually.
Yeah. Does he want to draw cards?
Oh, does he even have a... Does he have a Sycamore in there?
No, he's just got the Skylar and the Lysander and the Hex, I think.
He might just grab the Hex.
Yeah. And he does.
Yeah.
So, he can Hex after a Shaman, provided that Skyfield stays in play.
Right, of course, because if that Skyfield gets countered, he actually can't even play the Shaman anymore. We've seen quite a few Forested Giant plans from Ben, so... Oh, and the Flowstone does come down. Yeah, that could be big.
Oh, wow.
Another Forest, gee, yeah.
The Forest comes down, so maybe a slight misstep from Samir there, dropping the Skyfield, thinking that he could Shaman, but then realizing that he couldn't, so...
Yeah, I mean, what was his option aside from that, I suppose?
He could have held the Skyfield.
Of course, because he did choose to play it. Yeah, of course. It wasn't just in play. So, yeah, no, absolutely. Probably could have held on to that and avoided the situation. Maybe he just took the gambit and thought, I don't think he has another Forest, but obviously that did not pay off. So, yeah.
Wow.
And the comeback's looking really, really possible here.
Yeah. So,
Razor Leaf for 90.
Oh, he had Fang.
No,
sorry. Oh, Samir top decks a Skyfield. Wow.
Oh, the top deck.
That is huge. So he just needs an energy here to retreat. Then he can Lysander out either the Lugia or the Shaman for the game.
Yep.
So he's going to preemptively Lysander here.
Yeah, that's interesting. See, the thing is, it's a bit of a gamble. Like, he could... The problem with preemptively Lysandering is that if you don't draw what you want, then you can't choose to Hex.
Yeah.
So he's actually going to... Oh, no, so he did play the Lysander first. So,
yeah, he played the Lysander.
Maximising his chance of winning on that turn, and he got it. Yep. Gets the double colours, retreats, Emerald breaks, I think he chose to bring out the Lugia.
Yeah.
So, takes 6 prizes, just with 3 knockouts there. So, just a fast start. That trapping things active play from Decidueye Vileplume, did come into effect a bit there, but crucially for Samir, he was able to get that double puzzle hex.
Yeah.
And he was able to rip the Skyfield off the top as well.
Yeah, that was massive.
Possibly a bit fortunate there, but you take the good with the bad. So
absolutely. And Ben, unfortunately, he got stuck on a dead hand there pretty early doors.
Didn't really do anything wrong there. Just that can happen. You can always get steamrolled by Mega Ray, no matter what your deck is.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see if Ben can make the comeback in game 2 and take it to a game 3. So he will be going first. And if he can get out that turn 1 item lock, that's going to be massive. We haven't actually seen him do that yet, I don't think. He might have done it against Chris in top 8, but he didn't do it in top 4. He didn't get it in the first game here, so we'll see if he can turn it around and get the turn 1 item lock out.
Yeah, that's obviously going to be really big. Yeah, massive understatement there. Turn 1 item lock against Mega Ray is pretty good.
Yeah, it's decent.
It's pretty good. Because, I mean, it's just, like, even if you could pick your starting hand against, like, say you're the Mega Ray player going second against item lock, even if you could pick your 7 cards, like, even then, you're going to struggle to get a good setup.
Yeah.
Let alone, obviously, the random 7 cards that you're going to be given.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really tough. Because Mega Ray relies on this trainer so much, Ultra Ball, getting everything, Spirit Link, Trainer's Mail, and they're all out of the picture. Yeah, I'm just waiting, forget making mistakes about whose stadium it is. I'm just waiting for both of these players to actually mix up whose deck it is. And, Ben just draws a hand with, I've got Rayquaza, double colors. Like, I don't remember playing these cards. Like,
yeah. So... So both players shuffling up really well here.
Yeah, just meticulously shuffling, making sure that these decks are sufficiently randomized.
But Roland, what is random?
Don't get me started.
Alright, so Samir has a choice of starting with Hooper or Shaman. And I don't think he's a supporter.
Ouch. Yeah, so Hooper, he's going to want to get all his Pokemon. Neither of them are good starts, obviously, but Shaman is, like, marginally better.
Yeah.
See, look, yeah, good stuff from Ben there. And a Rowlet, so that's nice.
Oh, he finds a Forest. And he does have an option to get an Oddish and Gloom into play.
Yeah,
but
so...
I'm not sure if he has a supporter. Did he?
Okay, so...
Okay,
I don't think he does.
He's level balling and ultra balling at the same time.
Yep, it's a good old simultaneous search.
Yep.
But so I think he's going to have to use Shaman to really do the heavy lifting here and get himself some cards.
Yeah.
And Samir's hand is, that's that classic hand where if he gets item locked, unless you top deck something pretty good, I don't think he has any outs.
Yeah.
He could Hooper, like he could get himself a bunch of basics, or he could get himself even like a Ray and a Mega Ray, and then he can follow up by doing absolutely nothing. So so Samir's probably just really thinking, I just really hope that no Vileplume comes down here.
Yeah. So Ben can put the item lock in. He does have a level ball, providing his other Gloom's not prized.
Yeah. Of course, that is a risk.
And it's not. So he will be getting a turn on item lock. Wow.
You sound really surprised there.
Alright. So Samir top decks the puzzle.
Yeah, doesn't actually have any supporters from Ben, but obviously this start is good enough for him.
Yeah.
He'd take that every day of the week in this matchup. He doesn't need anything too fancy. And Samir, that's
Samir
he does have a hex. Actually, that's okay. He does have a hex, but the question is, he's going to be able to play the Trainer's Mail after the hex. But I'm not sure what else he can actually play. He could just burn the puzzle just to get it out of there. Provided he doesn't get another puzzle off the Trainer's Mail, but even a double puzzle here would actually be basically useless. But so. Yeah, he might have be in a bit of an awkward spot here. And if he hexes, he's not going to be able to use setup, so not going to do anything too explosive this turn.
No,
we would think.
Yeah, just burning the items out of his hand. And he does draw another puzzle, but he will take the Sycamore, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
There we go.
I mean, he could double puzzle for Trainer's Mail and Hex Maniac again.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably not worth it, because I mean, he is under pressure here. So, ability lock or not, that Lugia is doing 40 damage, at least.
Yep.
At a bare minimum, so watch out.
Yep, so rearranging his top deck with the puzzle, not too critical, I guess. If he's going to Sycamore, what could he possibly hope for? Not too sure, but...
Well,
anyway.
sometimes you want to make sure that the top card isn't something that you couldn't play because you'd be forced to discard it for Sycamore. So actually, even if you know you're going to Sycamore on the following turn, it can be relevant how you reorder the top 3 cards. Because you're choosing between what you might have to be forced to discard versus what you'll draw off the Sycamore.
Yep.
So it is relevant still. And yeah, gets a Mega Evolution, but yeah, can't attach any energy. And that Shaman's still stuck active.
Ooh, and the Regice is getting powered up here.
It's looming, and similarly to Chris, Samir doesn't really have an out to that. Aside from Oranguru, actually. So that Oranguru, obviously known for its ability, Instruct draws up to 3 cards. You know, not the most spectacular ability in the world, but it can sort of be it can help out in a pinch. But its attack, was it like Psychic? It's
Psychic.
like, yeah, it is Psychic. So yeah, 60 plus 20 for each energy attached to the defending Pokemon. That is perfect to knock out Regice, because Regice is going to need 3 energy to get a knockout. So Samir does have an answer to this Regice. The problem is he actually needs to get out Oranguru first, and he needs to get a double Colors and another energy onto it. So, but he at least has an out. Whereas Chris, I think we saw it had like literally no outs to it.
Yeah.
You know, he could attack with unknown for 10 damage. So yeah, but.
Okay, so sets up for 3 cards here.
Yeah, just going to set up before he Sycamores. Yeah, bit of a risk, but I think he'll take drawing the extra cards.
Yeah, definitely.
Just going to attach the fire.
And
He could have held out for like a double color so he could Sky Return, but I think he's just saying, I don't care if that Shaman gets knocked out particularly. I'd rather just power up a Mega Ray.
so he's trying to decide whether to Sycamore or N. Sycamore would mean discarding Hex, which obviously is a very good card in this matchup.
Yeah. But of course, he knows that Ben doesn't really have much of anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
yeah, does just decide Sycamore there. Doesn't want to give Ben any more cards. He knows Ben doesn't have Decidueye out now, so that's going to limit his ability to pressure. He's going to be able to knock out the Shaman, but he's not going to be able to set up or soften up any of the bench.
Yep.
And, the future's not looking too bad for Samir here.
Mm-hmm.
Counter the Skyfield. Always just in time.
Yep.
Those pesky forests. Oh, wow, that's actually not an... Oh, that's not... Of course, sorry. That had only been hit for 30. Sorry, I totally misjudged. Sorry, that Shaman is not going to get knocked down. And yes, Samir actually able to Sky Return and save it. That's huge. So Ben's not going to be able to get those 2 prizes, potentially draw himself out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because, of course, 2 cards of your prizes can help you get supporters and energy and evolutions. So, yeah, he's just stuck with nothing. And yes, Samir uses the double colors off the Sky Return. Oh, wow, gets a Skyfield. Does he have another basic in his hand?
he doesn't.
He doesn't.
But the 30 from the Sky
but the 30
Return is
from the
going
Sky
to be
Return. Oh, this is just perfect for Samir. Could he hope for anything better than that?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
And
So we see the N come down from Ben.
The counter stadium once again.
I don't think Samir's Skyfield has stayed in play for more than 1 turn.
No, that's got to be disappointing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, look, a double colors here, and what's Samir really doing?
Yeah.
He just needs 3 Resistance Blizzards, and that Mega Ray's going down.
Yeah.
Only 3. So it takes 3 attacks to knock out 1 Pokemon, but hey, we'll take it. Unless, of course, it gets out of Decidueye, but doesn't look like he got much of anything there.
No, he didn't get much. He didn't even get a Decidueye line, I don't think.
No, he's got the Decidueye in hand, but can't get the Dart Tricks. Again, once you get Vileplume out first. I mean, I think not a bad gambit from him on the first gen to prioritise getting out Vileplume. Unfortunately for him, it didn't hinder Samir's setup as much as he would have liked. And now it's just kind of hindering his own. Mm-hmm. So, but not a bad play by him, but sometimes these things just don't turn out. And he's going to struggle to get out the Decidueye, but can at least get a Rainbow on the benched Rowlet there.
So
Samir in the driver's seat here.
Yep.
I think he's got an Olympia in his hand, so that could actually come in clutch if he gets Lysandred. That's a huge card in terms of preventing the Lysander stall, which obviously is a big way Decidueye can come back, so yeah, just takes his third prize there.
Yep, and we will see that Lysander come down.
Yep, gonna target down the Hooper, well, the
Yep.
full-out Hooper to be precise.
Yeah, it's a bit more weighty with that extra
It is.
card art.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So Ben going to be pretty disappointed to see that Samir has the exact answer in Olympia.
Yeah, basically everything's gone right for Samir in this game, pretty much. Like, if we're going to be honest, but
yeah.
But hey, 2 times the charm. Could he Lysander it out again?
Yeah.
Or could he even hold a hunt? Get some Lysanders back. That's always something that Decidueye can do, but he's got to get out of Decidueye first in order to do that.
Yeah.
You feel like this is kind of the last turn for Ben here. But
Absolutely. So he will have a Dartrix and Decidueye.
yeah, so the benefit of that Vileplume going down is that he gets access to items, so he's going to be able to Ultra Ball for Shaman here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. So he Shamans, sets up for 4, and draws... Oh, what? He drew a Sycamore and 2 Decidueyes, which he will be forced to Sycamore away because he doesn't have a Dartrix or anything.
Oh, that's...
And there we go. Oh, he drew 3 he had 1 in his hand before, so that's 3 Decidueyes hit the discard pile. And that might actually be all 4 Decidueyes in the discard pile for Ben.
It's a highly unusual game.
So he's solely relying on Resistance Blizzard here to carry him.
Can Regice go the distance? If he could just get a Vileplume again, this Regice could potentially go the distance. But doesn't look like he's got a way to get Vileplume out again. He'd need a Revitalizer, you'd think.
Yeah. He has a Vileplume.
Maybe.
And a Trainer's Mail, so...
Actually, yeah, no, so I shouldn't speak too soon.
So
a Revitalizer could get him a Vileplume. It'll be a slow win condition for him, but he could do it.
He's got Ultra Ball, but no more Shamans to play.
Nah.
He only runs 2, so...
Yeah. And no more bench space. Like, he could Shaman, but then he wouldn't have bench space with the Vileplume, so...
That's fair enough, yeah.
It's, kind of tough here. So now he's basically just got to hope that... Well, he's got options here. He could even just Ice Beam and hope to get heads. Or he could Resistance Blizzard and hope Samir doesn't have a Lysander. Either of those 2 plays are defensible, but...
Yeah. Yeah. What would you do? I'd probably...
Oh, that's a tough one.
Ice Beam, you're only denying the inevitable by 1 turn.
The problem with Ice Beam as well is that Samir's played Olympia. So a Versus Seeker can get him out of that as well. Yeah. So I'd Resistance Blizzard.
Yeah. Okay, so we see a Dartrix come down. Very sad Dartrix, who knows he can't evolve yet.
No, he can't.
And Resistance Blizzard does come down, but Samir's got the double puzzle here.
Oh, the double puzzle. He's played 4 puzzles in... No, wait, that was 2 last games, sorry. But still, he's played double puzzles in both games. Who would have thought that could have happened? And under Vileplume lock as well.
Yeah, so he doesn't have a Lysander in the discard pile.
No, he doesn't.
He's going to dig for 1 here, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he can breathe easy without this Vileplume, so he's got lots of ways to dig for it. Mm-hmm. He can use multiple setups this turn. Yes, we see the Lysanders in his deck.
There's the Oranguru. He can even draw 1 off the Oranguru before a setup, maybe.
Yeah, he can. He can do that. He can instruct. Well, and also he could just power up the Oranguru just to take care of this Regice. That's a win condition for him as well. So he's got the energy left in deck. So this is kind of looking rough. And yeah, I don't think Ben would have liked to see that Oranguru because that means that even if your best case scenario of Samir not drawing Lysander, eventuates, he's also got to dodge drawing. Yeah, all the energy. So this is rough.
Yeah. So Samir deciding whether to Trainer's Mail before the Shaman or Shaman before the Trainer's Mail. So it depends what cards he's looking for, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, so if we were looking for, say, energy, then you'd want to Trainer's Mail first because you're just thinning out. But if you're looking for trainers, it can be advantageous to Shaman first because it might seem counterintuitive, but wouldn't you want to burn as many cards as you can before Shamaning? But the problem is that if you Trainer's Mail and you see 4 cards, and they're none of the cards that you want, you're just shuffling back into your deck, and when you Shaman, you have the chance of drawing those same dud cards over and over again. Whereas when you Shaman first, you know that off the Trainer's Mail, you're not going to see any of the dud cards that you draw Shaman, if that makes sense.
That makes
kind
sense.
of a clunky explanation, but so he doesn't get the Light Sounder off the Trainer's Mail, but he's looking pretty good here.
Yeah. Basically, if you're looking for a trainer, then holding the Trainer's Mail will allow you to look at more cards to try and find that trainer.
Yeah.
Because you Shaman, draw 4 or 5, and then you look at another 4 on top of that from the Trainer's Mail. So if you're looking for a specific trainer, probably be better to Trainer's Mail after, but I think Samir's just playing it conservative here. As we said, if that Oranguru ever gets powered up, that's going to be the game regardless. That's going to take down all of Ben's energy. So, puzzles.
Get a puzzle and sees that he
can instruct 1 card, I think.
Yes, he can. Instruct plus Puzzle of Time. What a combo.
But he's just going to draw them. Okay. He could have instructed the DC.
Yeah, no, he could have. That's interesting that he chose not to do that, but he's the master of the Oranguru, so we won't question it.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure all 4 puzzles are in the discard now. So no more puzzles for Samir.
And that's when he plays his 5th Puzzle of Time. Gets 2 out. It's a secret sauce that makes his deck so good.
Yeah.
You wonder how these players get to top 2. Well, it's not by chance. It's pure skill.
All right. So he attaches the DC to the Mega Ray. Interestingly, foregoing the Oranguru.
Interesting. Just I suppose. Yeah, that's interesting. Kind of going all in on the Lysander strategy, but it's not a huge risk because. Yeah, although he wouldn't want to... does he have Skylar in the discard? Because versus Seeker for Skylar would actually be pretty good here.
No, he doesn't.
But no, he's forced to Sycamore. That actually is a bit awkward, but not the end of the world.
No. Alright, so...
Doesn't look like he got it.
No, he didn't hit it. He does have a Trainer's Mail for next turn. Although you might want to play that now in case Ben can somehow revitalize back his Vileplume.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, he'd also need another Forest of Giant Plants back into play. The Stadium War would need to...
Hey, if there's one thing we know by now is that Ben has the Forest of Giant Plants. He always does.
Samir's playing 5 Puzzle of Time. Ben's playing 5 Forest of Giant Plants. It evens out. It's fine.
Alright, so Samir's just thinning out cards here.
Yep. Just getting Ultra Ball away dead cards, so even in the case of an N, he will have better odds of drawing what he needs. But yeah, just gonna have to pass this turn. So Ben at least breathing a sigh of relief that he hasn't lost the game yet. He's not even close to being out of the woods though.
No.
I mean, honestly, even deck out could be an issue for him.
Yeah.
Because if you can't use Decidueye, it can be difficult to even take 6 prizes. But hey, let's not think too far down the track yet.
Yeah, he top decked the Revitalizer.
Okay, top deck's the Revitalizer.
So, what can he
do? So he's going to be able to get out Decidueye here if he chooses. Because he might... Because he had the Vileplume in hand, correct?
He does have the Vileplume.
Yeah, so he could have, So presumably he doesn't have a Forest of Giant Plants or... Even if he did, he might just prioritize getting out Decidueye and just forgo using Vileplume because, maybe it's just better to get out of Decidueye. Because Samir has the Lysander in deck anyway. It's not like getting out Vileplume would actually stop Samir from having access to Lysander. So you may as well just try and, put on some more pressure with Decidueye.
Absolutely.
Admittedly, it's not heaps, but it's going to, make a marginal difference.
Okay, so Samir has an escape rope here, so he can move the Regice. But actually,
he can, yeah. That wouldn't be bad, actually.
No, actually, he could. I mean, Ben would be forced to send out the Rowlet, and then Samir can just wait until he draws a Lysander.
Yeah, he can just pass, and then that Rowlet could very well be stuck up there. The only thing
he can
is
escape
that,
rope Skylar for a Lysander.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Or just Skylar for a Lysander. Either one's fine. I mean, he doesn't need to escape rope.
Yeah, might just want to save that escape rope. I don't know, in case another situation arises where he might need it, but
yeah, in case
he has the game next turn.
I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it could be used just as a switching card, and he doesn't want to lose. Yeah. Based on the Lysander.
And that's gonna be game.
And that's the game. Gets the Lysander, takes his last 2 prizes. Gee, what a series! That not really what I expected at all.
No.
Really. I mean, well played to both players, but bad luck from Ben there. Really didn't draw much of anything.
No, living in Brick City, so Ben.
That's one way of putting it. Yeah.
So unfortunately, he misses out there. Congratulations to Samir for winning the tournament, the first League Cup in Victoria this season. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you, I guess, in the next tournament. Thanks. Bye.